He'd be like, y'all be quiet. Class, don't be quiet. Of course, I'm still talking. Then he'll be like,
Jania, shut up!
And I'm like, what's up, beautiful people? Let me get this pencil out of my hand. I ain't a teacher. What's up, beautiful people? It's your girl Janiaaaliyah, and I am back with another video. If this is your first time here, hi, welcome. I would offer you a seat, but y'all already know. Only my subscribers can sit down. So if you're trying to get you a seat, then go ahead and smack that subscribe button down below, and hurry up, cause I got a story to tell. Okay, great. Today I'm gonna be telling y'all the story about the time my teacher was a full-blown bully. Yes. Call an adult, tell an adult if you're being bullied. No, the adult is the bully. Anyways, we gonna get into this story. First things first, I think this was middle school. So this teacher was my middle school social studies. I think at the time it was social studies. I think once you start moving up grades, that's when it turns into US history and world history. But I think at this time it was just social studies, sweetie. Don't do too much. Don't do too much. And so I think originally starting off, I'm gonna tell y'all what type of student I am. So yes, in school, before college, I'm a ball of fire. That's just how I can explain it. I'm a big ball of fire, and I light everything up. I light this up. That's just who I am. And so when I walk in the room, you know I'm in the room. Why? Because I be yelling, I be singing, I be dancing. I think at some point I had this other social studies teacher who literally used to blow my mama phone up. My mama had to block her number. But guess what? Yes, I was all of those things, but I was also a very, and I still am. I was also a very good student, straight A's, sweetie. So it was very hard for the teachers not to like me or to not like me, because yes, I probably was one of your most troublesome students, but at the same time, I was also the smartest. And I felt like that was a pretty good balance. But I don't know what it was, but the energy during middle school was just really there for me. I remember specifically this one day in my social studies class before this social studies teacher. In my old social studies class with the teacher who bought my mama's phone number. Yeah, her. We right here. This was 6th grade, and next we're gonna be in 7th grade. So in the class that was in 6th grade, I remember specifically this one day, I don't know what it was. I think my energy was just too up. I don't know. I just had too much going on, child. And it was so bad. Oh, yeah. Y'all got anxiety. So my anxiety was just so up here. And literally, I could not sit down. And my teacher, I think, because when I realized, I was like, bro, okay, I'm gonna just go stand in the corner. And so when I get in the class, and no, I'm not standing in the corner facing wall, I'm literally just standing up in the back of the class in the corner with my books. And so the teacher gets in the class and she's like, Jania, take a seat. And I'm like, I can't. She's like, and I'm like, literally, I can't, I just cannot sit down. And I don't know, maybe she thought it was something period related, but no, literally, my anxiety was just too high. Not in a bad way, I wasn't finna have a panic attack or nothing. I was just, I don't know, I was just up there. I was up there. So luckily, I guess she understood some way, some form, or maybe she just wasn't having it with me that day, but she let me stand up. And I also had another teacher in my science class who I think honestly, I was one of his favorite students. And he literally, I didn't even have to stand up in his class because, first of all, I think I was one of the only ones who didn't have an assigned seat. So he literally let me sit on a little counter sometimes, or because I already knew basically all the stuff, he'll have me running errands to other teachers and stuff. So I was always busy and we was always kind of doing something. I just cannot sit down. I couldn't. But that was middle school. I can sit down now. Basically, that's how I am as a student, and most of my teachers kind of accepted that. Not even accepted, it was not terrible, it was not as bad as it sounds, and the fact that I was a very good student made up for it. So I was plenty of teachers' favorite students. Okay, I had one teacher who literally, when another teacher would get fed up and kick me out the class, she'd be walking down the hall and be like, Jania, oh, come on, girl, come on. And yeah, period. Shout out to Miss Miller. But but anyways, so so fast forward to 7th grade. Once we got to 7th grade, I was with a whole new set of teachers, and not gonna lie, this was kind of close to the beginning of the year, and so those teachers were a little judgmental, and they also were a very close-knit group of teachers, meaning that one student mess up and Miss what I'm gonna name her, Miss Mannequin class. If you mess up in Miss Mannequin class, Miss Mannequin gonna go down here to Miss Ross and tell Miss Ross, and then Miss Ross is gonna tell Miss Everest. And if Miss Ross tell Miss Everest, when you get in Miss Everest class, honey, she finna be rolling her eyes. She sure will. You finna get it. Yeah, you are. But anyways, so basically starting off that school year, literally, like, my teachers will all give me the side eye. And of course that was because, like, we weren't really doing any work at the time, so they didn't really know I was a good student. They just thought I was a crackhead or something. I guess that's what I was giving off. Yeah, so all my teachers was giving me the side eye. And so basically as time went on, they slowly kind of backed off and, you know, started really liking me because I'm really good at writing. So my English stuff, like my English teacher, I was her favorite. She literally used to read my papers to the class and be like, okay, y'all, look at this. This is a good example. My math teacher, she used to be grinning at me in the middle of the class and stuff, like, period. I was that girl. Now, the only teacher who just could not let it go was this social studies teacher. And I'm like, maybe they did not relay the message that they, like, you know, like me now or whatever to this teacher. But he was one of those, like, more feminine guys, okay? Yeah. So he would kind of, you know, look at me, roll his eyes, or like he'll just be acting away, right? And so where it really started to get crazy was when all the other teachers, you know, when they started being cool with me or whatever, they'll all be smiling at me, walking down the hall, be like, hey, I'm like, hey, Miss Everest. Oh my goodness, you looking good today. Miss Ross, what's that eyeliner you got on? Exactly. So we all like that. And I go to my locker. I think one day I was wearing like some cargo shorts. Guys, I think about 2-3 Christmases in a row I asked for cargo shorts and my parents could never find them. And one year I finally found them at Aeropostale. And when I tell you, I wore the mess out of them cargo shorts. And I remember this fit. I was wearing like a yellow, I had a silk press. I was wearing like a yellow,
Train, you're being rude.
I was wearing like a yellow collar polo shirt or whatever. Or was it like hollar shirt? I don't know. It was collared and it was yellow because we had to wear collar. It was uniform. And then I was wearing some khaki cargo shorts, you know, with all the pockets. And I was wearing some yellow KD7s because I was like that. That's just how I am. But I was also like, I wasn't really a tomboy, but that's how I dressed. That was my style. And I was very excited. So I'm going to class. He like, what you doing with them cargo shorts on? And I'm looking like, what do you mean? And so I just walk into the class. And I'm looking like, I don't know what that was. But I didn't like that. I didn't like it. So fast forward, that's just a glimpse of the kind of teacher he was, right? And he also drank a lot of coffee or whatever. And so I think when it started getting crazy, we would all be in a class. And I think I had his class like with just a few of my friends because we used to mix it up here and there. So, it's me, a few of my friends, and we all at the table sitting together. And he'll be at his desk, like class starting, he'll be at his desk. We all sitting there chit-chatting, whole class loud. He'll be like, y'all be quiet. Class, don't be quiet. Of course, I'm still talking. Then he'll be like,
Jania, shut up!
And I'm like, whole class looking like it was to the point where I think, I'm not even gonna lie, probably the first couple times, my other friends would just be like, ooh. And then as time went on, they'll be like, I don't know why he just keep calling you out, because honestly you wasn't even talking. And I think after a certain point, I literally started talking back to him, because I'm like, sir, like, why you just calling my name? Because first of all, I was not even talking, and second of all, literally the entire class was sitting here talking and you literally just called me out. And so I think it was to the point where I was fighting for my life. I was fighting for my life, and literally I think we was arguing. We would be going back and forth some days. Some days I'll walk in the classroom and he'll be like, I hope you ain't coming in here on no mess today, because I don't have time for it. So And then I think after a while he'll just make me sit in the back of class. So I'll be sitting in the back of the class and he would still try to find something to pick at. And after a while, I think he had actually called my mom or something a few times. And my mama know, oh, you calling about Jania? I don't know her. Who's that? I don't have a child named Jania. No, I don't know her. Because, like, no. I just feel like it was to the point where she know, okay, I'm not super bad. I was a little bit, but not really that bad. Then on top of that, if I got straight A's, what are you complaining for? You just do your job. You just do your job. So, not gonna lie, the first few times he called, I was getting in trouble. And I would try to tone it down when I get back to his class and still get targeted. What is this mess? What is the reason? What was the reason? Like, I don't know. I don't know. So, yes, at this point, I'll be sitting back in class and he'll still try to point something dumb out, or it'll be like we turn in work and I'm walking to the front of the class, and of course I'm gonna say hey to my girl Sierra and them as I'm walking to the front of the class. He'll be like, no, why are you talking? Okay, that's it, get out, exits, get out of my class. And I'm like, oh, what did I do? What are you? So finally I'm like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. Cause now my parents, really my daddy didn't care. My mama, she believed me. She believed I wasn't doing nothing and I was bringing home the grades. But at the same time, how much can I tell her that I'm not doing anything and he's still calling? That's only gonna go so far. So finally it occurred to me, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna record this man. I'm gonna record him. So this is what I did. We could not have our phone, but I think one of our teachers, like our science teacher, Miss Mannequin, she didn't really care if we had our phones out in her class. So I got like so many old throwback videos and pictures from her class because she didn't really care. But the other teachers, they don't want to see them phones, honey. You shouldn't even have no phone. Why you got a phone? You 13. Why you got a phone? So yeah. But what I did was I had my phone, turned the phone down and everything, and I went to the little iPhone memos app, right? And so before the class even started, I hit the memo. I started it. So that way he didn't even see me with the phone, right? Because I think sometimes, like, he even took my phone one time. Like, what? And at my school, when they took your phone, they're not going to give it back at the end of class. They literally will take that phone, take it to the front office, and your parent will have to come get it. I think one time my phone was up there for 3 days. Yeah. But so I got the little phone. Then I had a jacket on that day, so I put the phone down my sleeve and was trying not to do too much moving. And I would even like do like this to make sure I'm getting them. So that way, like, and I think I recorded for about 3 days in a row, because maybe like 2 days went by where he really didn't say much to me. But it was like, even if he didn't say too much to me, when he finally did say something, it would just be like over the top. Like, why are you doing that much? Like, it didn't even call for that much. It truly did not. So yep, I recorded him, and finally the one day I got some, I took it to my mama, right? I took it to my mama, and I played the recording for her. And so I played the recording for her. She was like, oh, okay, scheduling a meeting. And if y'all seen my other video about the other teacher who finessed me, my mom was friends with principal, so meetings was on demand. So basically, like, we scheduled the meeting or whatever, and I think my grandma, because y'all know my grandma pull up, right? So I think my grandma may have come to the meeting, or she may have spoken to him on the phone. Something happened, but like, I think we had the meeting and my grandma showed up to the meeting. and I think they were talking, right? And at some point I left the meeting. So fast forward, meeting over with, and I think my grandma had like talked to him or whatever, and she's like, yeah, Jania, you know your teacher from Metropolis? And I'm like, no, because you know, why would I know that? Like, why would I know that? And so I'm like, no. She like, well, yeah, you know, he actually went to Duplex's High with us. Yeah, he went to Duplex's High with us. And so your aunties, they know him. And I'm like, oh wow, that's nice. Because I'm looking like, okay, so he gonna be nice to me now? Like, okay. And so that was that. So now, mind y'all, I was not at this meeting, and I don't think too much, you know, cussing out went on at the meeting. I think the meeting went pretty well. It wasn't like the other one where the lady started crying. I think the meeting, because you know, the teachers like to anyways, but yeah, I think the meeting went really well, right? So I get back to class like maybe the next day, and I was kind of nervous because I'm just like, oh, I hope, like, you know, he ain't mad about the meeting and gonna try to get in here and pick on me more. So we get in there, and he was literally acting extremely nice. And I was in shock, honey. I was in tears. I was like, wait a minute. Who beat you up? Who threatened you? Who's paying you? Because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. So I think I was walking out of class, and like he asked to speak to me or whatever. And so like he spoke to me and was saying like, you know, basically I think he was telling me how he knew my aunties, how they had ran track together. And he was like just telling me, you know, old little funny stories about them from back in the day. And I'm like, oh wow. Oh wow, you know, just waiting to address the elephant in the room. And so he was like, I think that's when he like apologized and was like, yeah, you know, I just apologize if I was coming at you wrong, or you know, if you know, I just been doing a lot. It's just because I see your potential. You're a very, very bright girl, blah 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 blah. And then again, he was like, yeah, you running track? And I'm like, maybe. But yeah, it was the ultimate switch up. And so after that, he was being nice to me. So he must have had a crush on one of my aunties back in the day, because like when I tell you he was being nice, like literally he was treating me like we was related. And maybe we were, but literally he was treating me like we was related. And then I think one day I had showed up to class, because after that the year was going good. I was doing good in the class. I was feeling good. I wasn't being bullied. I wasn't being targeted. And so I think one day I showed up to class, and I sit down, and he was like, hey Jania, you told, let me find her name. Sorry y'all, I'm doing name searching mid-video. I'm so unprepared. But he like, you told your auntie Jessica happy birthday? And I'm like, in my head I'm like, dang, it's auntie Jessica's birthday. And I'm like, yeah, I told her, yep. He like, yeah, I just told her a few minutes ago. I seen it on Facebook. I said, let me make sure Janae told auntie happy birthday. And I'm like, yeah, I told her. Yeah, I let her know. I'm just sitting here like, okay. But yes, y'all, my aunties, like literally, thank y'all, because I feel like personally, if he didn't know my aunties, I feel like he would have probably kept being mean to me. That's just my belief. I feel like the fact that he knew my auntie and knew my family and grew up with them just made him like be nicer to me. Because that man, he was too much. He was too much. But luckily he flipped the switch, y'all, so thank you. But anyways, if y'all had a little teacher bullying situation, or a teacher that always used to pick on y'all, let me know down in the comment section below, because in all honesty, I probably have a few, but can I even blame it on them? Like, I told y'all what kind of student I was. But y'all already know. Click, smash, smack that subscribe button down below, and I will see y'all on my next video.